Everyone to AusYGN's first formal annual general meeting. We are here today to work through the agenda that we have with regards to what we've done in the past 12 to 18 months. We're also going to be discussing some of the minutes from our previous AGM, and also we have a special resolution for an amendment for our constitution, and then we'll be doing an election for our next officers of the committee. First, I'll do a safety brief. We have the internal muster point by the front door of the Ansto Discovery Centre, and the external muster point is the grass area between the cafe and the gym just outside. So I just wanted to welcome everyone here today. I think in the last 12 to 18 months, it's been a very exciting time for AusYGN. We have made a lot of accomplishments, and we've also garnered a lot of momentum within ourselves and the young professional community, but also making a mark within the broader nuclear industry within Australia, and also on having an international presence. So I just wanted to say it's going to be a very exciting future for AusYGN, and I will now kick off with the agenda. So I myself are the chairperson for this meeting today. We also have Ryan Beebe, our returning officer, that will be coordinating some of the voting processes. And we have Julian Milthorpe, the current secretary of AusYGN, taking the minutes. With regards to apologies, we have all the critical members for the meeting today present. So we have no apologies. So with regards to agenda item number 3, confirmation of minutes from the previous AGM, to be clear, the last AGM was very important for us to elect certain committee members to press on with AusYGN at that time, but AusYGN was not a registered organisation, so this today is our first, in the eyes of New South Wales Fair Trading, our first annual general meeting. So some of the things that were discussed at the previous meeting, so we had a general discussion about AusYGN and some of its objectives and also the future. And we also discussed the development of the constitution at that point, which was due to be implemented shortly after that meeting. We also had an introduction of the new committee. So what I want to do is put a vote using our returning officer, Ryan Beebe, about do we need to vote for the minutes? Can a show of hands for, are there any objections to the minutes that were proposed in the communications that were sent out for this meeting today?
Can we see Jody?
I see no show of hands, so I take that as the minutes have been accepted. Thank you very much. So with regards to the next agenda item, business arising from the minutes, as we have all agreed to the minutes and we saw that there was no large undertakings with that meeting other than electing the officers for the next 12 to 18 months, there are no business arisings from the minutes to discuss. Present, we're up to agenda item number 5 to discuss the AusYGN's kind of movements in the last 12 to 18 months and some of our achievements in alignment with our objectives. So the first thing we did for AusYGN was we actually established realigned our strategy, our objectives, and our vision and mission. So that was really important, and it allowed us to have a line of sight to understand all the future for the organisation and what really was our remit. So as you can see, our vision to provide a platform for young nuclear professionals to collaborate and develop. And our mission is AusYGN is committed to ensuring all Australians continue to gain the maximum benefit from nuclear science and technology tomorrow by engaging and supporting young Australians today. And we also revised our objectives, and we've isolated the key areas which are within our mandate, being networking, knowledge transfer, professional development, and ensuring we're a voice for young professionals within the nuclear industry. So the strategy we developed after looking at those key areas was we had focus areas which we wanted to have the committee achieve and objectives within the upcoming term. So what we had was community expansion, to expand geographically and also the diversity of the organisation with regards to our membership. Communication, diversifying our digital assets, and we'll talk about that a bit later. Also industry and research, so establishing stakeholder relationships within the industry to the benefit of them and AusYGN. and also getting our policies in place. We also undertook various outreach activities in the last 12 to 18 months, which we'll talk about in a minute. And also our key major project, the I1C 2020. And the final focus area was finances for the organisation to ensure we had a sustainable organisation moving forward. So with that in mind, community expansion. So here you can see that when we, 12 to 18 months ago in March 2017, when we had our last AGM, we've had a continual growth of our membership, where we've almost, I think we're at 190 members, which is a pretty explosive growth. And in the next slide here, we can actually see the distribution of our membership across the multidisciplinary industries across Australia. So as you can see, originally when we started within AusYGN, we actually had significant representation within ANSTO, which oversaturated the community membership, but we've continued to diversify and have many different industries such as manufacturing, technology, government organisations, and areas such as construction, health, and mining. So that's a great achievement from the community for the last 12 months. Communication. So one of the major things we did in the communication space in this term was we actually did a rebranding campaign. So first that included a new website to have something more contemporary, modern, and youthful, and also include new logo and things like that. So up here, you can see the new logo for AusYGN. We also diversified our communication assets. So we got on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn to help broaden our reach and the people that we were trying to get our point across to. So as you can see, we've had quite continual growth in those areas for both Twitter and Facebook. So with regards to policy and finance, the Constitution was ratified early last year. So this allowed us to then be registered association and insured within New South Wales Fair Trading and the broader Australian context as well. We've developed our bylaws and policies. So this was really important to allow us to have sustainability, so that if ongoing committees year by year take on the post of running the organisation, they are able to see what the processes in place were to undertake the operations of the organisation. And again, that also is underpinned by the operations procedure that we developed. With regards to finance, we have all our AusYGN financial structures established with our bank accounts and etc. We have a stakeholder and sponsorship plan, which we're continuing to mature as we have discussions with people in the industry. And we also have a proposed operating budget. And one of the main focus areas of our strategy was to have sustainable financial sponsorship. I am pretty thrilled to say that we have secured sustainable financial sponsorship, but we're working through some of the mechanisms in place now to get that money to AusYGN. So that's a really good achievement. So AusYGN can now be funded in the future. Industry and research. So some of the collaborations we have in that place are with ANSTO and ANSI, supporting some of their events and also getting involved in their activities. We also established an MOU with Women in Nuclear Australia to reinforce our commitment to gender equity and also empowering young nuclear professionals, young female nuclear professionals. We also undertook a collaboration with UNSW Nuclear Engineering, who allowed AusYGN members to attend the first week of that program, of the master's program, to get a crash course in nuclear engineering, which was very valuable to our members. And we've also upheld our commitment to our objective of being a voice for young professionals within the nuclear industry, where we've actually submitted submissions to the Joint Standing Committee on Treaties for two aspects, the first being the Generation 4 Forum, where Australia has joined that group, and also the reprocessing of opal spent fuel. With regards to outreach, we've had representation at multidisciplinary conferences. This includes mining, it includes various young professional conferences, domestic and internationally, and also Australian Radiation Protection Organisation events. So we've spread ourselves across quite a few industries, and we've been making people aware of what AusYGN do. We've also had various site tours of ANSTO, so we can show people the diversity in the applications that we do within Australia and within ANSTO. So getting exposed to waste management, reactor operations, and radiopharmaceutical production. We've also held various networking events to allow people in an informal setting to talk about the industry, and also we've held a careers panel to help people try and traverse their career trajectory. So one of our major projects for the last 18 months was to secure the I1C 2020 conference. So this is the largest youth nuclear conference in the world. And Australia was the only continent in the world to never have hosted this event in over 20 years. With the dedication of the committee and also the broader membership, we were able to secure this conference, which is a major outcome for the Australian nuclear industry, AusYGN, and all its stakeholders. So we'll be hosting that conference in 2020 in March under the theme Diversity in Nuclear. So now I will send, we've now finished that agenda item, moving over to the Treasurer's Report, which will be Georgina Graham talking about the financial assets that AusYGN currently holds. I'll take over to you now, Georgie. You'll need to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself, Georgie.
Yeah, all good. Hi, everyone. So as Alex said, we've had a bank account set up, and Alex has been successful in obtaining ongoing sponsorship for sustainable operations. However, as all the money we've been using for the last 12 to 18 months has been held within ANSTO, due to their very generous support, our statement of financial position is just a couple of goose eggs for this year, because all that money has been used within the organisation essentially. So that's been really good, but also makes my job very easy for the end of this year. So our income and expenditure statement is what you see in front of you. No income, no operating costs, zero financial position. Balance sheet, there it is. We have a bank account. It has nothing in it. We have no liabilities though, so that's also a good thing. And yeah, that's it. So good luck to whoever is treasurer next year. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'll be around. But yeah, it's been really good working with all these awesome people. A bit sad to not be treasurer again, but all good. Thanks everyone. I think that's all from me.
Thank you very much, Georgie. Thank you for your disciplined financial management. Goose eggs.
Hey, I did actually do things. This makes me look bad.
Thank you, Georgie.
No worries.
So now we're on to our next agenda item, which is general business, where we'll discuss a special resolution in alignment with an amendment to our constitution. So I'll read the items to that, and then I'll be handing over to our returning officer, Ryan Beebe, who will then will be opening up to a vote on the amendment to our constitution. So the special resolution involves a change to our constitution for a sole signatory on negotiable instruments. So with the approval of the committee and the members of AusYGN, this special resolution is adopted by the membership of AusYGN to change the constitution to allow for a single authorised signatory on AusYGN financial instruments as follows. Section 42, Funds Management Clause 2 shall be changed from all cheques, drafts, bills of exchange, promissory notes, and other negotiable instruments must be signed by two authorised signatories. We will now read to the following. All cheques, drafts, bills of exchange, promissory notes, and other negotiable instruments must be signed by an authorised signatory. So we need this special resolution to be passed by a 3/4 majority vote of members that are present at the AGM. And I'll now pass over to our returning officer, Ryan Beebe, to coordinate that process. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, for the secretary, I have observed the room, and there is certainly a quorum of membership here in order to make this special resolution. With that being said, I'll declare the voting open, and this will occur for approximately 3 minutes. The voting instructions or the method of voting can be accessed through the website, ausygn.org/AGM2018. Basically click on the special resolutions form. I'll start a timer and declare the voting closed in 3 minutes. If anyone has any difficulty voting or requires any further assistance, reach out in the chat or speak up now.
There's nothing in the comments.
So the YouTube chat.
Carry pigeon or any other
Or the only one.
negotiable instruments.
Yeah, I don't see the results. Private and
Just under a minute left. Still some responses coming in the last 15 seconds, so this is quite exciting. With that, I declare the ballot closed, and Mr. Chairman, your special resolution has unanimous support of the member.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ryan. What an exciting time to be alive. So now we are moving on to our next agenda item, the election of office bearers. So within this process, again, our returning officer, Ryan Beebe, will be coordinating. This is where we'll be electing the next committee for the organisation to help provide leadership direction and operate the organisation in alignment with our objectives. I'll now hand over to Ryan to help coordinate that process. Good luck, everyone.
Did you want to sign this thing? Or you'll do that after. So now is the agenda item 8, the election of office bearers. The way we will roll this is to declare all positions vacant. There are periods for each of the nominees to speak for up to 1 minute to the membership. This doesn't have to be taken up, of course, and I believe there's a proxy arrangement already in place for one of the members that can't attend in person. There are 3 positions that require a vote. I will, after those 3, we will hear from all the nominees and then declare the ballot open for those 3. That'll be conducted for 3 minutes in the same, very similar fashion to what we've had previously. And then the results will be announced. With that, I declare all the office bearers of this association vacant. And the first item is a single nominee for president, Julia Garside. Would you like to address the membership?
Sure. Thanks, Ryan. Hi, everyone. I'll just talk quickly, seeing as I'm unopposed, but I just sort of wanted to introduce myself and just do a little bit of a spiel about what I foresee coming year and the incoming committee. So I have been, my name is Julia Garside. I've been the Vice President of AusYGN for the past year. And in that time, I've been really fortunate to be able to see it grow and progress underneath Alex's leadership. He's really brought together a really stable, progressive organisation in his time, and I would love to basically have the opportunity to continue to do that. I foresee us really leaning into the breadth of the Australian nuclear industry, having an opportunity to really touch students who might be interested within the nuclear industry as well, and basically bring it to them as well if we need to. I think there's a lot of opportunities for us to take, and I really look forward to basically being inspired by who the new committee is. It's going to be a really fun year. Thanks, everyone.
Great, and with that, I declare Julius Garside elected as president for the incoming year. For the position of vice president, there are 2 nominees received, Mitchell Hughes and Kate Jennings. I'll start with Mitchell Hughes. Would you like to address the membership? And then it'll be Kate immediately follow.
Thanks, Ryan. I guess I'll just take this opportunity to introduce myself and say what I can really bring to AusYGN. So my name's Mitchell Hughes. I work in cybersecurity for Randstad. And on top of that, I also work as a consultant for the Division of Nuclear Security for the International Atomic Energy Agency. I've done work with the IAEA, with the International Electrotechnical Commission, particle accelerator community, and through the entire time, I've tried to bring in, I guess, other or make opportunities for other young professionals in Australia. I've co-written papers with some of you in the audience. I've sent some of you to conferences overseas, and I found the way I got into this industry, or the way I got into the role I'm in, is because somebody supported me. Somebody broke down that age barrier where you have to be, over a certain age in the industry to really, really capture it. So I want to bring that to Answer. And AusYGN.
Hi everyone, I'm Kate Jennings. I work in the Government and International Affairs group at ANSTO. I've also been the Science and Research representative on the AusYGN committee for the last 10 or so months. I'm very fortunate to be involved with AusYGN. I was part of the process that supported the IYNC successful bid and represented AusYGN overseas. I feel very passionate about the future of AusYGN and the future of the nuclear industry in Australia. I'd like to see us continue our community expansion to make sure that we're touching on all the different states, all the different industry areas, all the different groups, students, research institutes, government representatives, to make sure that we represent this industry as a whole and that we continue to deliver services, events, opportunities for young students and professionals. And I look forward to what the future holds.
Time. Like I said earlier, the voting for where there's more candidates than there are positions will be held to the end. The next position is for the position as secretary, a single nominee, Julian Milford. Would you like to address the membership?
Hi everyone. I'll just make this brief. I'm Julian Milford, for those of you who don't know. I was the secretary last year. So welcome all to the AGM. We're very happy to have you here. I hope to continue in the role, or look forward to continuing the role and making 2018-19 even better, as well as helping the other members make AusYGN just an even better organisation. So thanks very much.
With the single nominee, I declare Julie Milford the secretary to the association. The next position is for treasurer. 3 nominees: Caitlin Gunnison Briggs, Declan Potts, Sam Dindamizio. I'll start with Caitlin. And if the other 2 are ready to follow, then that'll be great. The floor is yours.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin. I'm a grad who started ASD last year. I just thought I'd go through some of my experience in sort of being a treasurer and volunteering in other organisations. So at uni, I was treasurer of the Women Engineering Society. So unlike Georgie's audit, we actually had a lot of money coming in and out, and we did get audited, and we it was like all passed really perfectly. Had the paper trail for everything over 50 cents, and then. From then I was president of that society, so liaising with a lot of sponsors, getting a lot of sponsorship into the society, so much with a really big tax bill, so I'm pretty good with that now as well. Since then, I've been part of organising a lot of other things, soccer competitions with my local soccer thingy, whatever it is, association, and I'm currently registered for my soccer club, so I am able to fit in a lot of extracurriculars, pretty good with money, and I'm really passionate about the industry.
Declan Potts.
Hello everybody, I'm Declan Potts if you don't know me. I'm really passionate about AusYGN myself, and I've worked this year through the I1C bid video. I specifically haven't done Treasury as a job before, but I have a very big passion for numbers and making sure that everything's going to the absolute cent. So I will be working towards that, to be very vigilant with all the cash if I get the place. And from there, I would like to make sure that everybody gets everything they need to within the organisation throughout the year, so that we're not scanting on anything at all. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks.
Hey everyone, my name is Sam Didimizio. I work at Oakville as an engineering team leader. Over the last 10 years or so, I've been a student, I've been a trainee, a young professional, and now a leader, so I've got a pretty good feel of what it takes to help for a young person in our type of industry to succeed. I'd like to be able to be involved in sharing with everyone. In terms of my capability as a treasurer, for the last 5-6 years I've been a project manager in the engineering space. I've managed projects from start to finish, estimating, reporting, forecasting, cash flow, all these kind of things for values of up to $1 million. So a pretty good handle on how to manage large amounts of money. I've also run a small business on the side, just as a hobby type thing in the entertainment industry. So I have a good feel for tax and just looking after your own money as if it's your own. It's a lot different. My first order of business would be to implement a good SAP system.
Time. The next position is Industry and Research Officer. Our two nominees, Tim Duff and Jaden Ilter. Feeling good? I believe Tim has a proxy via Julia. You can address the membership on behalf of Tim.
Yeah, awesome. Hi everyone, Tim has sent through his information. You should wait till I start talking for him. So Tim Duff is a project manager at NERA, which is the National Energy Resources Australia. Tim has a national focus as a key liaison with the Australian uranium industry. He supports NERA's role to create connections to innovate and transform the energy resources sector by promoting collaboration in the energy resources sector and promoting outcomes that are practical, adoptable, and can be commercialised. That's that my time there.
It's half.
Prior to joining NERA, Tim was Senior Specialist for Environment and Radiation at Cameco, Australia, predominantly working on the environmental approvals for Yilgarn and Kintyre projects. Tim holds a Bachelor of Engineering in Mining and Environmental Engineering with honours. His position allows him to have a strong connection with the uranium industry and actively participates in both the Uranium Council and the Uranium Forum. Time. Perfect. Big cut for Tim.
Thank you. Jaden.
So my name's Jaden. I'm a physicist here at ANSTO. I think I'm suitable for the role to have a bit of experience in developing transformation strategies and roadmaps previously, and also in developing stakeholder engagement plans. For example, developed a transformation strategy to help ANSTO go paperless, and have developed a stakeholder engagement plan for the Industry 4.0 fabrication and rapid prototyping lab that's going to be part of the Innovation Precinct. I'm also currently halfway through completing a diploma in project management. I think that'll give me the necessary skills already to manage engagement activities and to develop outreach strategies and implement these strategies. I also currently have an extensive network already with the mining industry and with the research industry. I already have strong connections with mining companies such as Evolution Mining, TEAS and Redpath Mining. And in the research industry, also have strong connections with the University of Sydney and the University of Technology Sydney already, especially in terms of the nuclear physics and additive manufacturing departments. Thank you.
For the position of University Relations Officer, Marina Sara.
Hi everyone, for those who haven't met me, obviously Marina. I'm a graduate as well, currently working in business development. As far as my suitability for this role goes, in terms of student engagement, I started a society when I was at university from scratch, essentially on my own. So I was the co-founder and the president. And the testament to how successful that was I think, right through the level of engagement that we pursued throughout the university. So it grew to 400 members within the first year. And I believe it was because of our engagement strategy and the level we went to actually engage students and bring them in and integrate them into towards our cultural society. So the vision I have for AusYGN, obviously I'm quite passionate about the nuclear sector. I've been wanting to work at ANSTO since I was in high school. I was a year in industry here, and I'm currently involved in several outreach initiatives within ANSTO. I have an elaborate connection with students currently within universities and across many professional societies that do and perform many outreach events like panel sessions. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Having said that, I'm sure the membership will get to hear more from their declared University Relations Officer, Marina. Congratulations. For the position of Information Systems Officer, a single nominee, Nick Howe.
So I'm pretty sure everyone in the room knows who I am, and for those watching at home. So I'm Nick Howarth. I'm a operational technology team leader at Opal here at ANSTO. I'm returning to the position as Information Systems Officer, which I held last year. A great passion of mine is putting together systems in support of strategies and so on, and seeing people use those systems and leveraging those. So I'd like to continue that for the next 12 months and hope to see you all logged in and streaming things and voting and so on and so on. Thank you very much.
Single nominee, I declare Nick Howarth elected Information Systems Officer. For Events Officer, there was a single nominee, Lucinda Hisson.
Hi guys. My name is Lucy Eason. I was the events officer last year, and since 2014, I have a passion for connecting. Sometimes it's hard, as you know, as previously mentioned, when you're a little bit younger and you've got less experience, it's quite hard sometimes to get ahead in your career. So it's good to have that opportunity to network and to connect with people who are in your industry, or maybe in an industry that you're not working in, but you're kind of interested in kind of diverting your career that way. So I'm looking forward to organising more events to help us to network, to connect with people from different, hopefully, divisions. So whether it's, you know, mining or medicine and universities, as we've mentioned. Yep, looking forward to next year, well, 2018 and 19.
Lucy, I declare Lucinda Eason elected Events Officer. The final position, Communications and Media Officer, Dylan Hem.
He won't be able to attend. He's in Melbourne.
Well, being the single nominee, I declare Dylan Hem elected Communications and Media Officer. So now is a portion where we will put to the vote for Vice President, for Treasurer, and for Industry Relations Officer. I will declare the ballot open and remind you of the earlier notice that the nominee with the most votes will be declared elected. This vote will be open for 3 minutes. I'll start a timer and close it in the usual manner.
You want some chat comments?
Yeah, someone in the chat. With the
What's the best way to No, you're not seeing any results. Time has elapsed. Yeah, I'll declare that closed.
Everybody?
Thanks, everybody. There have been more votes recorded in this at this point than there were in the earlier special resolution. Having said that, there have been more people that I believe have tuned in and joined us. For that purpose, however, I will make a declaration, but I will be checking with the secretary that each of the recorded email addresses correspond to a member of the association. I will write to you if there's any change from what I announce at this point. But with that, let's go in reverse order because it'll be fun. For the position of Industry and Research Officer, I'll provisionally declare Jaden elected. For the position of Treasurer, I'll provisionally declare Caitlin elected. And for the position of Vice President, I'll provisionally declare Mitchell Hughes elected. With that, congratulations to the new committee. Madam President, the membership is yours, but I believe I'm handing over to the outgoing president for some closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for coordinating that process. That was streamlined and efficient, so thank you very much. To close off the meeting as the chair and as the outgoing president, I just wanted to say that in the last 12 to 18 months, it's been a real privilege to work with the membership and the committee, because I feel like we've actually plotted a really good path for this organisation in the future. And we have achieved quite exceptional things with regards to the AusYGN 2020 initiative and gaining sponsorship and also engaging people throughout the industry. And I look forward to working with everyone, the current committee, and I wish them all the utmost success. And under the leadership of Julia and also the rest of the committee. And I look forward to working with everyone on the IYNC 2020 initiative as the general co-chair. Thank you very much. I will now close this meeting. Thank you.
Next year, Peter. Yeah, Peter, the next one.
Just a bunch of goose eggs.
I can still hear you, Alex.